40.3% return on one simple stock market trade. This is what we're going to be talking about today. How to get your money working for you using safe and secure stock market strategies. I'm joined in the studio by one of my incredible master graduates, Nick. How you doing, Nick?
Good to see you again.
Good to have you in. These last 9 months have been insane. You've actually been with Assets for Life for a couple of years now?
Yeah, just over 12 months.
Wow, brilliant. So into our second year, which is awesome. Look, we're going to be talking about the stock market. We're going to be talking about how people can get their money working for them, how they can make money while they sleep. Why did you make a decision and where were you at before becoming a stock market investor?
So the original reason that I came to Assets for Life was I'm starting to get older and I've not paid into a pension since I became self-employed, which was quite a while ago. And I just don't fancy the idea of working until I die.
Okay.
So I started looking for ways to create a pension pot.
Okay, great. And what do you do self-employment wise?
Self-employed at the moment, I'm a driver trainer, so I teach people to drive and I teach people to teach people to drive.
Interesting. But, exchanging time for money, out on the road, if you don't get more bookings, you basically don't earn any income.
And a lot of travel time in between where you're not paid.
Okay, and a lot of time just, twiddling your thumbs. So that's really interesting, building that future pension pot. Why is building a future pension pot important to you?
Don't want to keep working for 12 hours a day. I've got to be able to go on holiday, have fun, do the things that I want to do, and pass things on to the rest of the family.
Okay. And have you had like this realization then that, doing your day business is not probably going to get you to where you want to go?
Yeah, it's enjoyable. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love teaching and being a coach. And making people's lives change is great. It's just a long time, and the money's not going to be enough for me to be able to retire and do what I want to do. Okay,
great. So you joined Assets for Life. You've also done some property mentoring with us as well. And did you end up locking in that deal? There was a deal you were looking at?
Yeah, I've just got a message through from the solicitors today.
Excellent.
So that'll be going through
good
for completion, hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Great. So you've got your first property deal, going through legals right now. That's great. How did it transpire for you to then come down this other journey with me on investing in the stock market?
So I've always been quite analytical and technical, and I've always been interested in the stock market. I've done a few courses before, a couple of 3-day boot camps here and there, and got some good knowledge and some information, but it's very vague on the signals to use and how to get involved. So it still feels like a risk, like you're just gambling with your money. Put your money in, sometimes it'll go up, sometimes it'll go down. So never really fully committed to it, but as they say, knowledge with action is power.
Yeah,
so
great.
Thought I'd give this a go with it being rules based and a lot less open to interpretation, shall we say.
Excellent. So you invested into the 3-day stock market money mastery boot camp that I run. You came for the 3 days. Could you just share some insights on how you personally found that 3-day event and what were some of the things that I talked about and shared that really resonated with you?
So the things that got me on that was 100% the rules-based system. If you do this, this and this, you're going to get this.
Okay.
It's the same with life, it's a recipe. If you follow a system and you follow a process, you'll get the results.
Yeah, okay.
And the other courses, I'd never had that before. So although I came in with a basic understanding and I know what you're talking about when you say candles and high low close,
Didn't know how to action it.
Didn't know how to
or what to do.
read the charts or put them into perspective where I understand what's actually happening.
Well, it's one of the reasons why they say 95% of retail investors that go and invest in the stock market, they lose money.
Been there.
Because what they do, and I've been there as well, they buy high and they sell low. Emotion gets in the way
100%.
and they're not following. And there's hundreds of different ways actually to make money in the stock market. There's Forex, there's crypto, there's memes, you've got futures, you've got leverage, you've got margin, you've got penny shares, you've got mid cap, small cap, ETFs. There's so many different ways. And this is where people get really confused because they try and do it all, or they're just buying something and hoping that the price goes up, and then they panic if the price goes down and emotion gets in the way. I've been there, you've been there, right?
Yep.
So when you came to the 3 days and I started to introduce you to the strategies, every strategy which you now do, like you say, has a rules-based system. What else moved the needle for you over those 3 days?
I'm going to say the level of support as well. Having experienced that with AFL before, I know that I'm going to get supported and I'm going to be able to submit trades and I'm going to be able to ask questions and get answers.
Great.
I have done other trainings where you don't get anything. You get the book, there you go, off you go.
Just sort of left to your own device.
Yeah.
Okay, so as a result of that, you made a decision on the 3 days. You know what? I'm just going to go for this. In for a penny, in for a pound. You then joined the academy, which is all around, money mastery, financial independence, and then holding your hand through this process. Why did you make the decision to then invest again into the academy?
Again, it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I can see the benefits of it. Perseverance, isn't it? The difference between a successful person and an unsuccessful person is the successful person tried one more time.
Nice. I love that. Yeah.
So, had to keep going.
Great.
And obviously had the experience with you guys, so I know
what I'm getting into. We already had a great relationship, hadn't we? Really good relationship. You've had some great results from us. Assets for Life is like this, organization that I've created over 10 years. There's just nothing else like this, in the UK.
It's a great community. It's not even a community, it's family. It's not just the mentors, it's everybody. Everybody's supportive and everybody wants everybody to be successful. So there's nothing else like it.
Great. So look, you jumped on the academy and we literally got started with the strategies. Just talk us through those first, 1 or 2 strategies. What did you do to implement the mentoring? What sort of support did you get? And what was the first strategy you went live with?
So the first strategy was index protected investing. Probably felt the most comfortable with that, having done other courses before. So I was able to get that up and running quite quickly. One of the best things that I found with the training and the videos is how to actually do the backtesting.
Right.
Because without that confidence, you're just doing what somebody else says. You click in there and you're doing there and you're putting your stop there, and Bob's your uncle. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and that to me feels like taking a risk, gambling. So actually going through and backtesting and working out, oh, okay, I would have done this or that would have happened there, gives you the confidence to just go ahead and start implementing it. And obviously submitting trades, I would have taken this here, and getting the approval from other experienced people that know what they're doing. So backtesting, massive thing for me.
And as a result of doing that backtesting, then what did that then give you?
It just gave me the confidence to get on with it, and
excellent.
And I know what I'm expecting. I know how many trades I'm expecting to win. I know how many trades I'm expecting to lose, and I know how much profit I'm going to make.
Yeah, because on some of the strategies that I teach, there will be some losing trades. But it's knowing that when you get a losing trade, not to panic.
Yeah.
And as long as we get more winning than more losing, and in some cases you may have more losing than winning, but still be in the strategy because of the protection that we get with the stops, and again through the back testing. And it's not to get your knickers in a twist, it's to stay on the strategy?
Like I say, the back testing has really, really changed the way that I look at the stock market. I've done probably 20 hours of back testing on different strategies just with SLV. And yeah, I now know if I do this strategy, it's going to be 50-50. If I do this strategy, I'm going to lose more than I win, but the profits are going to be bigger. And it's just clarity and enlightenment that you stick to what you've decided and it'll happen. Yeah, nobody can predict the future and nobody can win everything. That's life.
Yeah, great. So when we talk about the stock market, are we talking about individual companies? Are you a stock picker? Are you sitting in front of your screens 8 hours a day? Talk us through some of the rules and the strategies that you've been adopting to make this a huge success.
So before, I have been in individual companies, and that is an emotional roller coaster, exactly like the charts show. Just ups and downs, you never know what's going to happen. But using the index protected investing, where it's a fund, and if something drops out the bottom, then the next company moves up. It just reduces the chances of catastrophic failure and companies going bust. Prices going to zero. So it's changed the way that I look at the stock market. I would never have considered indexes before.
Great. So we look at indexes, asset-backed funds, things like silver, gold, commercial real estate. Yeah, and look, obviously you can go and become a stock picker, and there's people out there that do that, and they do hours of research, and they're buying on ratios and GDP figures and announcements. But the reality,
Buffett was 9 to 12 hours a day spent reading financial statements.
Wow.
I don't think I could do that.
That's not your cup of tea. It's definitely not my cup of tea either. And look, the reality is, could the share price of Apple go to zero? Well, probably not, but it could.
It could.
Could Barclays go to zero? Yeah, probably not. Well, maybe it could.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. And the reality is, look at what happened to Kodak. Pretty much prices, went to zero. Blockbuster, yes.
Yeah.
You should have sold to Netflix, didn't pivot in time, and price went to zero. So, we use specific strategies to keep everyone safe, minimize the downside, maximize the upside. How many strategies have you been mastering over the last 9 months?
Got to grips with all of the strategies. I'm not live in all of them.
Okay. How many how many have you been working on?
I've learnt 8 strategies.
8, okay. And you're live with how many?
Live with 6.
So you're live with 6. Real money.
Real money.
Done your back testing.
Done my
You've
back
now got the confidence. You're going in error-free. Wow. So you're live with 6. And are you making money on all of those strategies?
Yeah, largely.
Yeah. Great. Obviously, there's some losses on some.
Some going to be some losses. My first leveraged was a loss, so that kind of put me back a little bit. Started getting in my head. But next signal, just get straight back in there, and that's the 40.3% that you were talking about earlier.
That's what you're on right now, yeah? 40.3%. So is that in SLV, isn't it? Yeah,
that's in SLV.
That's in. Now we go. We're not giving any financial advice here. You've got to do the research and do the back testing and understand the strategy. So don't just go and buy SLV shares now, because that's not the strategy we teach.
No, like I say, that's the one that I've spent a good 20 hours back testing and researching. So I feel like I know that one pretty well.
Awesome.
But if you don't know it, don't do it.
So doing a trade where it's making you over 40%, how does that? What's the thought process behind that?
It's just amazement, really. I can't get to grips with the fact that it is 40.3%, and that has happened in 4 days.
Yeah, and it's all relevant, isn't it? It's all relevant. Even if it's £1,000 or it's 10,000 or it's 100,000, 40.3% is still 40.3%.
It's massive. And then obviously compounding. So when I do come out of that trade, more money goes back into that.
Great. So is that your key strategy right now? It's not to. What's your strategy with building this portfolio?
I'm aiming to get to a point where it's just self-compounding. Every time I get a winning trade, all that money goes back into it, and just keep going until I've got enough that I can start taking money out without the pot starting to go down.
Okay, great.
And then I can start getting my time back.
Great. Yeah. Well, a good strategy is when you are in that position, take 20% down, keep 80% in. So then that way you're compounding still 80% of your pot. So every year you get a pay rise, beating inflation, and you've got more than enough there to cover any sort of taxes that you may be liable in the future as well.
And fingers crossed, ultimately the goal is going to be anything that I take out of that, I can go and put a deposit on a property.
Excellent. So use the stock market portfolio to go and buy physical assets.
Yeah.
Wow, great. This is incredible. So look, you're getting some incredible results, Nick. How have I and the team helped you through this journey?
Massively with the mindset. I can't say enough about the mindset. And just going through the backtesting, it's the way that the course is structured takes you through different phases. So at the beginning, you learn how to get out of debt, which is, again, it's a psychological shift. And then where are you finding the extra money from to put into the pot? Again, that's a massive shift. So until I had this, I was just making the money and spending it, and didn't really know where it was going and what it was going on. But now I'm able to put set amount of money into that, set amount of money into that, and it's gone before I can spend it on anything else. And I can just see it's going to be continually compounding. And all the support and advice, it's all just about managing yourself and managing expectations and following the rules, not letting your emotions get the better of you. So that is where I'm going to lean on you next, because now we're live with real money. It does feel different, and when you put in a trade on, you do get sweaty hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, your heart does start to speed up.
Well, the thing is, we have our coaching calls every couple of weeks. You submitted trades there yesterday, and we check over the trade and make sure you're on track. And ultimately, you make the decision, when to go live again with a new strategy, right? And we're all very excited about high-powered options income at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah, it all just helps your emotions.
Wow,
because that is the key.
Great.
So I couldn't believe the difference trading from paper money in a simulated account to real money. It is massive difference. So I'm looking at that 40% and I'm like, shall I just take it? And I'm like, no,
it's real money.
I've back tested it and I know my rules. My rules stay in.
Stay in. That's it. Well, the rule is the rule we've taught you, right? So
that's it.
So on the I love what you said. So you've got your business. You're still doing that, because no one's saying a job or business is bad, but now you are deploying as much spare capital into the stock market strategies as possible. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And if you continue to do that, Nick, it's not going to be very long, and you will become financially independent, and you'll never have to worry about money ever again.
No, it's not going to be long, and it's giving me more and more motivation. It's
come on,
seeing the money coming in it's just like, yeah, okay, this is worth it.
So, you've invested tens of thousands of pounds into me and Assets for Life. Has it all been a great investment?
It's all been a great investment. Even the inner circle, the property, which I'm now favouring, Financial Independence Academy, it's all helped change my mindset. It's all helped put me on the path that is right for me.
Yeah, and you've spent time with us out in Marbella.
Yep.
And you're a real asset for life, and you're a big part of the team. And I appreciate you. And I have seen someone massively transform from the very first time I physically met you in Birmingham at the Money Mastery event. So to see when we had that first conversation, and you remember the state you was in and where your life was at, to where we are now in less than 2 years, I think it's been remarkable. How do you summarise the journey?
It's difficult, really, because I see it as the beginning.
Yeah.
Before I was just in a dark place. I wasn't getting out. I wasn't seeing anybody. Wasn't talking to people. I was just wasting away, really. life was just ticking by, time's going, and nothing's really happening. And yeah, complete mind shift.
Wow.
If you want something, you've got to go out and get it.
Wow. Well, a massive congratulations. There'll be a lot of people tuning into this, Nick. What would you like to say to anyone that needs to get hold of their financial independence? They're on the fence. They love the idea of investing into the stock market, but maybe they've got some blocks and barriers. What would you like to say as your final words of wisdom?
I think you've just got to do it. You've got to just take that step and trust in the process and the system. The course takes you from having nothing and builds you up, and every step builds knowledge, builds confidence, and every step leads to the next step. And it's a fabulous way that it guides you through.
I don't think it's going to be long before you have your first 10k month profit, that's for sure. I think it's just around the corner.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Well done, Nick. There we have it. Whoa, how incredible is that? It just goes to show that there are real strategies with real people doing the thing that is guaranteeing you financial independence. And maybe the thing that you're doing right now, and you could be really successful, and you got a good job, and you got a great business, but you're still relying on earned income. This is investment income, and this is what the super successful, even smarter people are doing. So I really hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you want to find out more about how you can do it, make sure you come and visit us.